أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، أن نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع قصة نجاح أتتنا من الهند السيد غوروف المدير التنفيذي لشركة في عام 2013. Good afternoon, Mr. Gaurav.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to EMARATI program. It's our pleasure to visit your amazing office and very warm welcoming team. Let us know about you. Who is you?
This country has given me a platform which I used to translate into Consultycs. Today I represent Consultycs, a consulting company, as the name suggests. It's a corporate service provider company. It's a company that investors, entrepreneurs, startups or large corporates go to for advices for their structural needs.
Great.
Something that we take pride in, something that we do it with a lot more honesty, and something that actually is embedded in our blood right now,
MashaAllah.
which is creating value for our clients.
Great.
And that is what Consultycs is all about, and that's what I'm all about.
Service and advice.
That's correct.
Mr. Gaurav, let us to know about the business you was doing before when you start to plan to have your own company. What you was doing before that, from where you built the experience which you have today, and also, which is very important, to have the team which will work with you.
Well, see, I belong to an Indian Gujarati family. Now, if you know something about
best spices.
Yeah, best spices and business.
And also textile. You have
Textile, diamonds, but whatever it is, it's all about business. That's what Gujarati families are all about. I, on the other hand, never had any idea of starting any business. My entire father's side of the family, which I'm the closest to, has never done any business. We were all into service industry.
You are the one from family.
I'm the first one to start something of my own. But again, that was not something that was planned. I came to Dubai to work for a local bank. That's how I came to Dubai. I used to work for Accenture Consulting for 10 years in India.
Oh.
I got an opportunity to work with a very good local bank here in the UAE, and that is the reason I came to UAE. Honestly, at that point in time, I didn't even know UAE, I just knew Dubai. But when I got the visa for the first time, I'm saying, okay, it says United Arab Emirates. But for me, it was Dubai at that time. And I'm talking about 13 years ago from now. So the idea was never to go ahead and start a business. The idea was always to be a corporate banker, and that's what I was. I worked with a few banks here. And I think that is where the idea of starting my own business cultivated.
You build the connection, you have the, we can say, the experience of the country, the traditional experience, which you mean on that 7-8 years before when you established the company?
Yes, I did. So I had, just because I was a corporate banker and I used to work for a local bank.
Did you learn Arabic?
I tried my best, but the problem is I just couldn't get the pronunciation.
Everyone speaking.
Yeah, pronunciation is one thing that I couldn't get. And like you said, the best thing is, you don't really have to speak Arabic to communicate in this country, because this country has so many languages that they use to communicate.
Right.
So for example, when I used to work for these local banks, and most of my colleagues used to be Emiratis, they would speak in Hindi. The first time when I heard them speaking, the first time when I saw someone speaking in Hindi, my closest friend, when he spoke to me in Hindi, I said, okay, how? It's like, Habibi, I've been living with Indian people from the time I was 2 years old.
In childhood, right?
So for me, English was something that worked out always, and I think that's the best thing that this country has to offer. They don't, put language barriers in the path of success, and I think that is what I admire the most, which is not really available in a lot of other places.
I'm sure, Mr. Gaurav, every day you are advising different people who are planning to have their own business in Dubai, right? But today we want to know from you why you choose to have your own company in Dubai, not in different country.
I did not choose to open this particular business here. I was advised to do so. Let's go back to my working days as a banker. I told you I was a corporate banker. I used to work with business owners. And sometimes when these business owners would come to me, I would look at some things in their structures and I would tell them that if we do this better, it will help us more from a book perspective, or it will help us more from a savings perspective on custom duties. Back then, we didn't have taxation and everything else. There was only VAT component which was available, but that's it. So, I used to give those advices and everything. And one fine day, one of my very close client, who's a client even right now, he just told me that, why are you working for the bank? Why don't you just go ahead and start a consultancy services, because I'll be your first client. And then he pursued that particular conversation. He kept on telling me, do this. He did it every time when I used to meet him. He used to tell me, Gaurav, start this. And I think that is the seed which got cultivated in a manner where I really started thinking about starting this particular business. And when I decided to start this business, I had no other place to do it but Dubai, because this is the only place that I know for the last 13 years now. And this is the only place which I call home, because the last time I went to my own home, which is India, was in February of 2024.
Wow.
Since then, I haven't been there because there hasn't been an opportunity for me to leave this place. And this place is like a magnet. It kind of keeps you here. And that is what
you are here.
That's the only reason, I think.
Gaurav, to move from an employee to employer, I'm sure we will have on our shoulder a lot of responsibility, difficulties times. How it was for you to move with that?
It was very difficult, because I come from a family who's never started a business of their own.
Or struggling in some difficulties issues in business.
The biggest issue is the fact that you don't get paid towards the end of the month. So when you are working for someone, you get a salary which hits your bank account on the last day of the month, and that's great. For me, it took me at least 4 or 5 months to understand that, listen, you're not going to get paid every month and you'll have to make your own paychecks to get paid. Yeah. So I think that was one aspect which was difficult. Then taking the responsibility of others was another aspect, because earlier it was just me and my wife. I was responsible for my wife and she was responsible for me because we both were working. But when I started Consultycs and when we started hiring employees, today, there is stress because I have 27 families apart from my own, which we have to take care of as a company and make sure that we do well so that these families don't have any problems. So that's another thing. Yeah, it's a little difficult. It's overwhelming, but it's fine.
So let us know what the process and what difficulties you find when you establish your own company.
So when you say what problems I faced in terms of
what problem, difficulties we can.
So see, from a government perspective, I really don't think so that I had any issues from a licensing perspective. Licensing was straightforward because I think what I've understood in my working experience at Consultycs is the fact that the government wants new businesses to come in and start operating so that they can add something to the region. And I think that thing the government has done very well because they have options which they provide and they give a lot of support from their end as well. The only thing which was a little difficult for me at that time was, like I said, this is one place where you have options for everything. It's a city full of options. Let's just go back to COVID. We had 4 options. In other countries, you would just get one particular COVID shots, whichever one is available at that time. But here, you have an app and you can choose which one do you want. Now, this is options that the government creates. Similarly, to set up your own business in UAE, there are so many options. If I count them right, it's going to be 50 plus different options where you can establish a business.
57, 50,
58, 57, something like that. Which one is right for you is a question that you need to understand. Because if you don't understand which is the right jurisdiction for you, see, all these jurisdictions are made for specific reasons.
Right.
Based on your business, you have to choose the most appropriate jurisdiction to open that business. And I think understanding that part was a little tricky. Not difficult, it was tricky because the information was available. You just have to go through it. And At Consultycs, that's what we do. We don't go ahead and suggest anyone what or where they should do something. We give them reasons why they should do and where, and then they should choose what is the right thing for them. But our idea is just to guide them in terms of what is right for their specific business model, and based on that specific business model, we would go ahead and suggest them the various options that are available. But you would be surprised that when we do that, that 57, 58 would literally narrow down to 3 or 4, because they are specifically made
Details, yeah,
with
right.
few things in mind.
So if we talk about build the trust between you and the entrepreneurs, which is very important to be with them, very transparency. How you build that trust, and also what you see as the entrepreneurs, what they are looking for, because it's not easy always to have their own mindset idea or what they want to start or to establish as a business here.
So whenever we work with entrepreneurs or we work with businesses, they understand exactly their business. That's something that they know very well.
But they don't understand the key to open it.
What they don't, they just need our guidance in terms of this is what they want to do, and based on what they want to do or what their end goal is, what is it that they should do? It's a path that they want us to create for them.
Right.
So it is difficult because these are successful people. They know exactly what they are doing and they've built everything on their own, most of them. Now, because of that reason, it's difficult, but the only key to success here is be as transparent as possible, as open as possible, and as clear as possible. So technically, I've seen a lot of people sometimes agreeing with what the customer wants. But the reason he's coming to me is not because he wants me to agree with him. He's coming to me because he wants me to tell him whether what he is thinking is right or wrong.
To find the right answer or solution. Okay.
So we give them a very clear advice that this is what is right, this is what is wrong. The decision is his because he's the boss in the end.
To be, we can say, a government ambassador, as you are today, a part of the channels which working with the government, and you are produce the services of United Arab Emirates to the world, right? How you produce that, and what it's make you feeling when you are talking about UAE or about to establish a business in United Arab Emirates and the growth of the markets here in the Middle East?
Well, you give me a lot of respect, but that's not true. Let me tell you, I'm not an ambassador, but
not an ambassador in a business. Anyone,
I'm just a messenger.
Messenger, but anyone in UAE is an ambassador of UAE.
Which is true. That is
when
true.
They are traveling.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I'm sure when they ask you in Switzerland or in German or in French, you are from where? You will say from Dubai, the first thing.
That's correct.
But originally from other country,
That's correct.
So you are the ambassador of UAE.
See, that part, the leadership of this country has made very easy. Because they are doing so many things to attract new businesses to come to UAE.
Right.
And when they come here, what support they are providing is just magnificent. Now, because of this, my job is very easy. All I have to do is just communicate what this region has to offer. And out of 10, 9 times, when we just tell them what the region has to offer, they are sometimes surprised that the leniency is really good. And at the same point in time, they are very excited. So that part is pretty easy, especially when we go to European countries and discuss there. Because a lot of things that the region has to offer is something that they've never heard of. And it's something that is very, very exciting for these individuals coming to UAE.
How you see the demand here in the UAE, and also if we talk about the growth of the market from the experience which you have, it's quite good?
So back in 2020, when COVID started, situations were a little difficult. Actually, I opened Consultycs and we got our first office on the 14th of March 2020. And there was a lockdown on the
18 or 17 was
18th. is when the lockdown started.
It's a very good luck.
It was very difficult, I mean, honestly, because I started something new. I was not even sure whether it's going to work out in the right fashion or what it is. I was curious, I was shocked, and I had all those emotions flowing in.
And that time you was leaving the job also?
I had left it already and started this place, right? Okay. And I didn't know how the future, or I didn't know what the future looked like, right? I was worried, yes, but that worry went away in the first 3 weeks itself, because the place was open for business when the entire world was closed. Because of that one decision that the leadership took, the landscape of this particular country changed.
Alhamdulillah.
And that is something which has actually been there in my mind always. So whenever I see anything which is a little difficult or whatever happening geopolitically or whatever, I'm not worried, because I know that the leadership would think about it and they would come up with scenarios which will help boost the region and the people who are a part of this particular region.
So, Mr. Gaurav, let us to know about the team who work with you.
Now,
which very important to pick them or select them. I'm sure with a very strong training also.
Yeah.
Because they have to give the right information for our client, which very important. They will no need to hear it 2 times.
Well, that is the most difficult part, honestly, and I'll tell you why. Because most of our business consultants, someone who are advisors, we usually interview around 30-35 people before we finalize one.
Wow.
The reason is because we want the best. And the reason we want the best is because our clients deserve the best. It's a little difficult at times, but I'm very, very happy that I've got one of the strongest team in the business. And the reason I say that is because they've got there are 2 different reasons why they are the strongest team. Number one, from an experience perspective, these are guys who have a few years of experience or many years of experience. But more than experience, the willingness to learn is something which is there in each and every one of them. They want to learn new things every single day. They are so curious that if they find a new update or whatever, they're going to go to the bottom of it. And once it's done, they're going to go ahead and talk about it with everyone else and train them as well. So that's the first thing that's the best about this particular team. The second thing which is the best about this team is these guys don't take no for an answer. If they need something that needs to be provided at a specific time to a specific client, they deliver it, because they've got this policy that if I promise, I deliver, or else I just don't make the promise. It doesn't matter.
So let us know also about the rules and regulation, how it's help here to establish a business.
So the rules and regulations are investor friendly. That is the first part. But they've got clear guidelines where they can make sure that anyone who's coming here, he is coming here with the right intentions, and whoever is coming and starting their business here has the right guidance and assistance behind them. So that's one thing which is really available here. From a rules perspective, they've amended a lot of rules recently, but the best part is whatever amendments they have done, they have communicated well in advance. And I think that's not a big problem. It's just you need someone to steer it. That's the only thing which is there.
The demand high, but the competition
is there. Yeah. Competition is there. There's no doubt on that front. Demand is there. Competition is there. But the best thing is everyone in this particular competition, you need to decide where you are, because
that's what my question.
Yeah.
What's make you different?
Just the advisory part, because we don't sell because we want to sell.
We don't sell words, we sell service.
We sell ourselves in a manner which can benefit the business of our client. When a client comes to us, he's not paying for our services. He's paying for our experience. He's paying for our knowledge. And that is what is going to help him to receive the maximum return on his investment. And that is what makes us very different from the competition, because we don't sell packages. Most of the time, we are tailor-made for everything. If you see our tagline, it says, helping you design success. That is what we had earlier. Before that, we had solutions for success. So honestly, we are here to design a pathway which will lead to our clients' success.
What's the future plan for the business?
Future plan for the business is pretty simple. Right now, we want to focus on this particular region, and we want to bring in more and more investments to this particular region through our clients from across the globe. We also want to set up representative offices of Consultycs in different countries so that those guys can go there, understand more about what UAE has to offer to the world.
The best advice to anyone who are plan to start their business before they have to do their own homework, what do you advise them?
The best advice for someone who's new and he's starting his business is make sure that you understand your business very well. Because if you don't understand your business very well, then you will end up making choices which you will have to amend later, and it's going to cost you more money.
How we can find the best, we will say, advisor and the best company to deal with?
Well,
who will support to have the license, choose the location, activities, employees?
We don't just stop there. We provide after incorporation services as well.
Tax.
Think of Consultycs as an ecosystem for a business. All they have to do is just approach us, and we will design the entire path from incorporation to sustenance. Everything under one roof, whatever you need from a business perspective, let it be regulatory, let it be financial, let it be commercial, everything can be arranged within this particular premises.
Who deserve to have a thanks message from Gaurav, who believe on your vision when you establish this business?
The first one is going to be my wife, because she agreed on supporting the household expenses when I wouldn't have a paycheck for 6 months, knowing that I started the business. So obviously it's going to be her. The second one is going to be the leadership of this particular country, because without their vision, I wouldn't have been able to do what I wanted to do. And most importantly, the people who make Consultycs is everyone who's been working tirelessly to make sure that they are able to deliver and live up to those high standards what we've created, which is our employees.
More than 280 nationalities we live together and we support each other. Big thanks to our vision leaders who build this country with a strong safety and security. And big thanks to them for their support in a different part for the education, healthcare, safety, which is very important to our family also. Entertainment, we have the best, alhamdulillah, education, the best university, lots of things. Final message to our vision leaders and to the government of United Arab Emirates for their platform also.
Well, I'm no one to give them a message, but I'm just someone who can thank them. That thank you so much for thinking outside the box, for being the visionary they are, and constantly improving what they are doing. Because just because of that, I have a business, we have jobs, and we all have families who are happy. So thank you so much for the leadership of this country, to the rulers of these countries, and we are in their debt forever.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gaurav, for your time to do the Emarati program. It was our pleasure to visit you today, and my best wishes for you and for the team who work with you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
EMARATI EMARATي ليلي EMARATي